The novel by Mary Shelley, the magnum opus novel Frankenstein, and I'll be covering the whole summary of this gothic fiction by Mary Shelley and all the other things that you need to know regarding the epigraph, the dedication, the first draft, okay, all these things and important characters, types of what kind of novel is it, and the important characters, the quotations, all these things will be covered in this video. But before starting the summary, all these things, okay, let me tell you that you all know that Mary Shelley was here the daughter, hello Subhranshu, the daughter of William Godwin and Mary Wollstonecraft, isn't it? So Mary Shelley had eloped with whom? With P.B. Shelley. That's why the father had actually disowned her from his property. And here I am talking about the novel, the magnum opus, that is Frankenstein. This novel was published in the year 1818, you must remember. And during that 1818, the other novels of Jane Austen's, others posthumous publications of Jane Austen's were published during that time period. The novels like we have Northanger Abbey and like Persuasion, these are the posthumous collections by Jane Austen published during that 1818 period. So here I was talking about the novel here, Mary Wollstonecraft's novel Frankenstein. So having the subtitle what? The Modern Prometheus. And the first draft of this novel was actually written when she was in the Switzerland. She was in the vacation in the Switzerland. Okay. And the epigraph of this novel was has been taken from. The epigraph of this novel has been taken from Paradise Lost. You must remember that the epigraph of this novel has been taken from Paradise Lost. And one thing you must remember that also, that this book was dedicated to her father William Godwin, who was a philosopher, was famously known for his work Caleb Williams. William Godwin actually famously known for that is the work Caleb Williams. And so it is a kind of frame narrative. It is a kind of frame narrative. You can also say here it is also an epistolary novel, gothic fiction, frame narrative, in a style of frame narrative, and it's an epistolary novel as well. Because the main character, we have story of two characters. One is the story of here the Robert, who is a failed writer, who is a captain as well, and on the other hand we have the hero Frankenstein, okay, who will be creating a monster like creature. So this is the two plot line of that story actually. So the subtitle is Modern Prometheus. It's an epigraph, has been taken from Paradise Lost as well. So we talk about the story of this novel here. We see that it is written in the frame narrative format, and that starts with the Captain Robert Walton writing letters to his sister who is in London. Okay, he is writing letters to his sisters who is in London actually. We will see. And during the day, Robert Walton is actually Russia now. Okay, Robert Walton, who is writing this letter to his sister who is in England, and Robert Walton is now in Russia. It is a kind of series of letters that he is writing to his sister who is in England. And there in Russia, when he was there, okay, Robert made Victor Frankenstein, and then Frankenstein had narrated the whole story to him. So this is the basic plot line. And here this letter, when it was written, it was written 17. Okay, it was written 17. It takes place at an unspecified time in the 18th century, as the letters dates are given only 17. So this epistolary novel is actually a frame narrative. Here Robert Walton is a failed writer, a captain who sets out to explore the which pole? To explore the North Pole. So he wanted to explore the North Pole in order to achieve fame. He wanted to achieve fame. That's why he said he had actually wanted to explore that North Pole. So during that voyage, the crew rescues a nearly frozen man that is called Victor Frankenstein. And when they met with each other, then Victor Frankenstein started his story, how he had created that monster and all these things. Okay, one by one, Victor Frankenstein will tell to Robert. Okay, now the story of Victor Frankenstein's narrative here. So, Victor Frankenstein was born in Naples, Italy, obsessed with studying the outdated theories. Okay, he was very much obsessed to study the outdated theories that focus on simulating natural worlds. Okay, so Elizabeth was the fiance, but first she was adopted. Okay, Elizabeth Lavenger was adopted by his parents, and later became fiance, and she will die also during during the wedding day. Actually, it will be killed by that monster. So weeks before he leaves for his University of English in Germany, his mother also dies of that scarlet fever. So at the time university, he makes the creature doll. So when he was in that university in Germany, when he was studying in that university in Germany, he made what? So he makes a creature which is tall about 8 feet. So the height of that creature was actually 8 feet 2.4 m. Okay, in height. The creature is hideous with watery eyes, yellow skin. This is the description of that creature. That watery eyes, yellow skin that barely conceal the muscles and bloody vessels. This was the description of that creature that was created by Victor Frankenstein. Okay, when he was studying in Germany. And here he was repulsed by his work. Victor flees when it awakens. Okay, so when this he was able to make that creature. Okay, he was able to create that creature. When he saw that this creature, he was very much repulsed, and then he fled from that. He escaped from that place. And then what happened? After a few days, he received a letter from his father, and in that letter, he was notified that he was told that the murder of his brother William, and that William was actually killed by that creature. Actually, upon arriving in Geneva, Victor comes to know that that creature had the creature was near the crime scene, and that creature had murdered the brother that is William, and the creature was climbing the mountain. The creature was actually climbing the mountain, and from that he understood that creature that Victor Frankenstein had created had murdered his brother William. Okay, now the creature actually demanding Victor Salvosky to create another female figure. Okay, another female companion. He wanted a female companion. So the creature that Victor Salvosky had created, now is wanting a female companion for him. If he does not create, if he does not create a female companion, he will kill everyone. He's saying that. So the creature is demanding Victor to create a female companion like himself. If not so, he will kill Victor's remaining friends and the loved ones and the family members as well. So in Geneva, Victor is about to fight the creature to the death, arming himself with pistols and a dagger. So that's why, in Geneva, in his home actually in Italy, Victor was there with a pistol to fight with that monster creature. Okay, but what happened on the wedding day? The creature had murdered Elizabeth. The creature had actually murdered Elizabeth. And who was that Elizabeth? I told that Elizabeth was who? Elizabeth that was adopted by the parents actually. So on that wedding day, Elizabeth was also murdered by that creature. So seeking revenge, Victor pursues the creatures who fled after killing Elizabeth to the North Pole. Now, so after killing Elizabeth on that wedding day, that creature actually fled to North Pole. And here the creator, that Victor Frankenstein actually wanted to take the revenge. Wanted to avenge. So he also started to started searching that creature actually, but collapses from exhaustion and hypothermia before he can find the quarry. And so now at the end of this, Captain Walton's conclusion, Captain Walton is saying that a few days after, the creature vanished actually, and the ship becomes trapped in pack ice and several crewmen die. So this is how now at the end of this character. Okay, at the end of this novel, okay, Captain Walton is actually concluding this by saying that, okay, that a few days after the creature vanished, so after killing that Elizabeth, okay, that creature went to North Pole, and then a few days after the creature vanished, okay, the ship becomes trapped in pack ice, and several crewmen die also in that cold, and they insist on to return to the South Pole. So North Pole was very dangerous, very dangerous. That's why they wanted to shift to the South Pole actually. Once it is freed, so once they will be freed from that ice, okay, they will be moving to the South Pole. That was the thing they were thinking about, and decides to return to South Pole. Okay, then Victor dies shortly thereafter, telling Walton, and Victor was saying that famous line. Okay, you must remember that Victor Frankenstein was saying the famous line that happiness in tranquility and avoid ambition. This is the famous line. Okay, happiness in tranquility, avoid ambition. Okay, this is the famous line that was spoken, that was told by Victor Frankenstein to Walton. Okay, Robert Walton. And then Walton discovers the creature. So then, by saying this famous line that happiness in tranquility and avoid ambition, here this creator, that is Victor Frankenstein, died. And then what happened? The Captain Walton, Robert Walton, discovers the creature on his ship, mourning over Victor's body. Okay, at the end of the novel, we will be seeing that. Okay, that creature was mourning over the dead body of Victor Frankenstein's Victor's body, and the creature tells, okay, Walton, or that is the Captain Walton, that Victor's death was not brought him peace. Rather, he has become he has become very sad. Okay, by killing by doing that, and for that he's saying that, okay, for his reason, okay, Victor had died. That's why, okay, he was grieving, and he wanted to kill himself. Okay, so rather his crimes have left him completely alone. Then creature vows to kill himself so that no others will ever know if his existence was there. And Walton watches as the creature drifts away on an ice raft that is shown lost in darkness. And this is how lost in darkness and distance, never to be seen again. And this is how, okay, that creature was actually drifts away in that ice land. Okay, lost in darkness and distance. Lost in darkness and distance. This was the line. This is how the creature that was created by Victor. I always am trying to say Victor Salvosky, and Victor Frankenstein. Okay, chalo. So Gothic fiction, epistolary novel, frame narrative, subtitle is Modern Prometheus, published in 1818, dedicated to whom? Dedicated to her father, that is William Godwin. The epigram has been taken from Paradise Lost. These things you need to know. And the first draft was written when she was in Switzerland. Okay, when she was in Switzerland. Okay, and the line that you must remember is that has been taken from Paradise Lost is the line is actually, did I request thee, maker, from my clay to mold me man? Did I solicit thee from darkness to promote me? Okay, this was the line, this was the epigram that has been taken from Paradise Lost for this novel, that is the Frankenstein. Okay, so this is the basic plot line, a basic plot line of this novel, and all the information that you need to know when you are preparing for UGC NET exam or a CUTPG exam. Thank you. Do like the sessions. Supremsu, are you there? And this is how I will be covering, okay, one by one the summary of the important novels in the upcoming days. Okay. Okay. Good night. Let's end the session here. Thank you.